welcome all. Welcome back to the Believe in Iowa State podcast. My name is Tyler Carter.
And my name is Cody Vancillo.
We are reacting to the 21 to 3 victory over the North Dakota Fighting Hawks. Uh, yeah, we we talked about it on Thursday. It wasn't pretty, but we got the dub, Cody.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just looking on paper here, was not the prettiest of games, but sometimes you're gonna have like those ugly games, and I feel like that's been a trend with this Campbell regime. Week one always seems to be ugly one way or another, but in this scenario, we did get the win, so I am very happy for that.
Yeah, same. It seemed like it was more doom and gloom from the reaction. I you know it started off with just fireworks because we talked about it and everybody was like, oh well, I can't wait to see us run three times with the middle and like with us passing it downfield. I feel like um, Taylor Mauser has a lot more control of this offense than what we originally thought. Like so, I mean, just to see that down the field and the fact that he got that in there in double coverage, 53 yards and then a fade for a touchdown, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor Mauser, like, it just literally in the first drive, decides to go full air raid and just send it, and then just get it to like your like receivers. I thought it would set the tone for something. I thought I was expecting a lot more fireworks because what was it? Yeah, it was like 38 seconds. We already put a touchdown on the board. I was like, yes, Taylor Mauser has more like control of the offense. He's got the lead. The training wheels were off, and I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's put like 50 or 60 on him.
It looks that way. And then defensively, we got in the field, and unfortunately, we had a very, very uh, important injury with Caleb Bacon going off the first series. And sort of after that, I feel like the energy sort of just got eked out of the stadium after that.
Yeah, I definitely knew it for sure because like with the story with Caleb Bacon, how he got that scholarship, that meant a lot to the team because Caleb Bacon was a walk on last year. He earned his way up through the ranks throughout last season, and then he earned himself a scholarship. So to see him go down that first drive, yeah, I think that's kind of I think why like Iowa State did not like do as well as it should have. I think it's just because like so much energy from you had such a high from that first drive on offense and then to go right to the lowest of lows with losing a stud and a leader like Caleb Bacon. So yeah, that kind of plays into like momentum, and I think all the momentum for Iowa State just went out the window as soon as Caleb Bacon went down.
Right. And more about Caleb Bacon. He got gifted with the number 26, as because as you know, Jack Woodford is fighting with a horrible disease. So we
Mm-hmm.
are praying for his recovery. But
Yeah.
like just the fact when he just got gifted number 26 and then how much that means, it just sucks. And I guess we're gonna have to keep up and on Twitter and stuff
Mm-hmm.
and other Cyclone news just to see how that injury develops. Because I mean, if it's something serious, that could be a huge loss.
Yeah. For that linebacker, yeah, that's gonna be a huge loss. I heard like he had to be like helped off the field, but like did you see like what was it? Was it like upper body, lower body?
It was lower body. It was legs. So it was either
Okay.
like knee or ankle, something like that,
Yeah.
somewhere in that area.
Yeah. We're just hoping that it's nothing serious and it won't take too much because I mean after this, like obviously you have Hawk coming up next week, but then you also have the bye week, so that kind of gives like a little bit of a chance for Caleb Bacon to recover a little more and to kind of like get that process going sooner.
Yeah. So let's dive deep into this game. So like after we're gonna go after that. After that uh, amazing drive, uh, they North Dakota goes 5 plays, 15 yards, and they punt. So after that, the defense goes three and out. You're like, okay, and then we go back and get the ball back. The next drive, we punt. So Abu runs for a 16-yard gain, and that run was amazing because he hurdled over somebody.
It looked like he looked like he was trying to win a gold medal for Team USA in track and field with that beautiful hurdle.
Bro, it was insane. I'm like, holy crap.
Hmm
And then we couldn't do anything, incomplete pass. Then there was a loss of three on that one where Abu tried to stretch it outside.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
North
yeah,
Dakota had that red. It looked like they had that. They were ready for that.
yeah, they're ready for that. Then the this is when because one of the issues today was North Dakota plays a ball control type of offense. They had possession for 36 minutes of the game.
Hmm
I mean, and just this next drive, they went 10 plays, 39 yards, took 6 minutes and 13 seconds off the clock.
hmm
Like that was just a thing. Like after Caleb Bacon went out, this defense struggled to
Yeah.
get off the field, and I think that's one issue I think that we're gonna have to fix, man, going into next week, especially with the way Ira ran the ball today.
Yep.
Like, I don't like it, man.
Yeah, I don't like the looks of it. And then, yeah, I mean, going a little further in, like literally after that punt, we punted after 7 plays, 39 yards. North Dakota went down, had a 23 play and 88-yard drive. I mean, that long, like I would have thought maybe we give up a touchdown with how close they were to scoring a touchdown. But I got to give credit to our defense. I think today was just more of a bend don't break kind of day where we only gave up that field goal after that long drive. So I guess like that's one thing I can commend our defense for today, even after the loss of Bacon was they didn't break too bad.
They didn't break it all. I mean, they were on the field for a long time. Any other defense probably would have just folded, and we would have been in a whole
Yeah.
lot more trouble.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm looking at that the time. It was 12 and a half minutes they had on that one drive, which is wild. And yet they only got a field goal out of it. So,
it was those third down and fourth down conversions, man. It like just no matter like their line was whooping our lines, but
yeah.
like
Yeah, let's
j-
see
and,
here. The
and the
third down
tackling,
conversions.
yeah, they were
Let's see,
like
third
11
and
for
two.
60.
He had a third and seven, another third and two, a third and one, and a third and five. So realistically, I mean, most of those were short yard like ones. They weren't too shabby. Other than that third and
Oh yeah,
seven, looking
yeah,
at these third down conversions, they weren't too horrible. I mean, you're more than likely going to give up a third and one and two more than a third and seven. So I'm not
right,
excusing that, of course, but it's just based on how ball works and the probability of it. So I
right.
can understand. Yeah, but I think that's something John Heacock and the defense are going to go after in film like this week.
Completely agree. Defensively, uh, they held their own.
Hmm
Tightened up in the second half. So I mean, I commend them.
hmm
Offensively, uh, what we had, we're actually very efficient. Rocco had a great game.
Yeah.
I believe he was like 20 for 26 for 267 and three touchdowns. I believe.
Yeah, yeah, two touchdowns in the air, one on the ground, and no interceptions. So pretty good day for Rocco.
Yeah, I mean, and then your two guys, Jalen Noe 8 for 135, one touchdown.
Hmm
Jaden Higgins 5 for 75. I mean, and then Eli Green stepping up and having a good game too, 4 for
Yeah,
44.
yeah, he got some as well. So, and then obviously after that long drive by North Dakota, we got the ball and we score with efficiency. 7 plays, 65 yards, 212. Cap it off with a Beck pass to Jalen Knoll, 14 yards out. And I mean, that was the end of the half. But then let's go explore. We'll explore the second half a little more here.
Sure.
So, I mean, North Dakota starts off with the ball. I mean, 7 plays, 31 yards, but then Bo Freeler able to intercept Simon Romfo, and we got the ball, so causing a turnover. So solid for us to get at least an interception. So, I mean, if we can do that more consistently as a defense, produce more turnovers, we're gonna be in a much better spot. But that might be tough now with out with Caleb Bacon.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there were a lot of missed opportunities, but I think it's first game jitters, and not every team is going to be looking top notch. So I
Hmm.
mean, there's a lot of stuff that can be fixed, especially the tackling. Like the tackling today was very very sloppy because I mean that's where North Dakota got a lot of their yards mainly because of missed tackles because a lot of the runs they had were mainly because we could have had them in the backfield, but they ended up breaking out of it and getting 2 or 3 more yards on that play.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, and then after that interception, you got back to back punts, and then finally, like we were due for a score, and we got it. Like in the fourth quarter. I mean, the QB sneak. This is what I've wanted for a while for us. Like in goal line situations, when you're right at the goal line, about 2 yards out, just let your quarterback sneak it in. Like it might be a cheesy play, but hey, it got the job done. But talk about the beauty of this drive: 12 plays, 96 yards, just a little under just under 7 minutes. So we kind of gave North Dakota a taste of their own medicine in that regard.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, think about that. Um, I mean, last year I don't even know if we would have been able to do that. But like this
Hmm.
year, I mean, just the offense is taking leaps and bounds. Like I'm not really worried about the offense because everybody's like, well, yeah, we couldn't even get 100 yards. I'm
We
like,
could, yeah, we couldn't run the ball, like, but yeah, I think we might be a little overreactive. But like, I think people need to understand, like, this is gonna happen. Like, this is 9 years under Matt Campbell. These things are going to happen. It's at this point, it's just canon. To quote the MCU, this is canon. This always happens. I don't get like, I get being optimistic about the O line, but I've always said like until they prove it, like I'm not going to buy into it. But I really want these guys to actually succeed. So am I gonna be critical of them for not doing it? Yes, but I'm not gonna go out and overreact to these guys. Like
well,
we
that's
know how difficult it is to play line in football. Like you gotta be willing to just take hits every single snap.
right, and not everybody is built to play O line. But I mean, also you got to think about we didn't have Dalen Hazer today, or our big house. S- um,
Yeah, because was it Jalen Travis? Because I don't
yeah,
know.
Jalen Travis. Yeah, they both, but him and Dalen Hazer weren't playing today, and those are two
Okay.
big guys on the line. So I mean, had guys out. We had McLaughlin on the defense wasn't playing today either. So
Yeah,
there
so
was a lot of
he was out for the
guys.
year. Yeah, so we got hit with injury bug really early into the game. So just hate to say that, but yeah, I mean, there's not much to say else about this. Just kind of like like just a typical Iowa State game, like week 1 performance. Nothing too crazy other than that first drive, but I mean overall, just something that you can just chalk up, and now you have to look towards Cyhawk, and we know like I'll have to talk. I'll quickly talk about Iowa and their performance. I mean, because they shut out Illinois State today, so I mean that's no surprise. Like that's just how Iowa's defense does. But the fact they put up 40, and looking here, it was really in that like second half because looking it like it was 6-0 out of halftime, and it looked like yeah, it looked like something switched in the Hawkeye locker room, and I mean they put up touchdown after touchdown, but also at the same like so we see where they're going. So it's I'm looking at like their like runs. I don't know much about Illinois State's like line, so it looks like Iowa might have had a better line for that game. So we'll have to see how that goes, but. Kane McNamara was very efficient. 21, 31, 251, and 3 touchdowns. His touchdowns did all come in the second half. So we'll have to see if those halftime adjustments can repeat here. But also, this does bring up a good point. Maybe Iowa's problem was Kirk Ferentz. Hot take? Hot take?
No, bro, I don't think it's a hot take at all because what I see happening, and it would be the funniest thing ever is if they score 40 and then he comes back and they go back to revert back to their old offense. and they only score 15 points a game. I was like,
Yeah,
we know what the problem is now. It's Kirk.
yeah. And I heard from the grapevine that Iowa opened up their playbook a lot more than expected because they weren't getting anything on offense that first half. So I assume they opened up the playbook a lot more. So I think there might be a lot more film that is new for Iowa State to study than Iowa because they know like they haven't seen too much of what we can do other than that first drive. So I'm hoping that's the case. I'm very optimistic that's the case. Like Iowa opened up the playbook a little too much, and we read into that, and we're
Right.
able to shut down some of these things. So we're very excited. Got the win, obviously. 1-0 to start the year was expected from both of us, and now we look towards Cyhawk, which is going to be a 2:30 kickoff local time and on CBS.
Ba, 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 ba.
That beautiful anthem.
Yes, that beautiful anthem. We get to hear that with
Yep.
Brad and Gary.
Mm-hmm.
Nostalgia hits. But yeah, so that is our show. Join us next week on Thursday as we break down the Cyhawk matchup. So thank you for joining us. As for Tyler Carter,
And from Cody Vanciello,
this is a Believe in Iowa State podcast. Go Cyclones.
Go State.